Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss another problem. Problem is minimum falling path sum. So in this problem we'll be given a matrix and we have to return the minimum sum of any falling path through matrix. What is a falling path? Falling path starts at any element in the first row. So it can start from this element or this element or this element, and we have to choose the element which is in the next row, that is either directly below or diagonally left or right. Okay, diagonally left or right. So for example, if we are starting at this from this one. Okay, if you are starting from this one, so we can diagonally go, like we can either go to this element which is below it, okay, or we can go to this element which is diagonally. Okay, so here basically they are saying choose the element in the next row, that is either directly below or diagonally left or right. Okay, diagonally left or right. Specifically, the next element from position will be row plus 1 col minus 1, row plus 1 col, and row plus 1 col plus 1. That is, if this position is your row comma col, so the next position could be row plus 1 comma the same column, or it could be this one which is next row plus 1, but column 1 previous column, and this one which is row plus 1, okay, and col plus 1, one column ahead. Okay, row plus 1 col plus 1, row plus 1 col, and row plus 1 col minus 1. So this is what falling path is, and we have to find the minimum sum of falling path. So we can start from any of the element which is in the first row, and we have to find the minimum sum of any falling path. Okay, so let's see how we can do it. Let me just quickly write the matrix again. So it's 2 1 3 6 5 4 and 7 8 9. Okay, so see, if we are, let's say, if we see, we can go to any element in the, we have the, this is the last row, right? This is the last row. Basically we have to reach here, we have to reach the last row. So ba basically if we have to reach here, what different positions we can reach from here? Like we have options. We can reach this 7 either from here, or we can reach this 7 from here, right? We have two options for the 7. Either we can reach it, like we can reach it from the same column, previous row, or previous row next column, right? Whichever. Now let's say we know the, what we need to find. We need to find the minimum. We need to find here minimum falling path, right? Minimum falling path. So let's say we know the minimum falling path till here, and we know the minimum falling path till here, right? That is some path we know which end at 6, and that path minimum cost we know, and similarly some path which ends at 5 and its minimum cost we know. Okay, so let's say that is x, and let's say this is y. So minimum cost to reach the 7 will be what? 7 plus whatever cost is at 7 plus minimum of this x, because we can reach this 7 from 6 also, and we can reach this 7 from 5 also. So minimum of these two values will give us the minimum cost to reach this 7, right? 7 plus z. So here see what happens. This is a problem, right? And it depends on previous problems. So if, okay, also here we have two options. Either we can reach from here or we can reach from here. So whenever there are options where from which we have to choose, we use what? Recursion. We use recursion. So basically what we will do, let's quickly dry run once. so we better understand. So I will be like dry running it for the correct. I'll not dry run for the whole matrix. I'll just dry run for the minimum path which is there. Okay. So minimum path if you see here will be 13. That is 7, 5 or 1, this one, or it could be this one also, 8, 4, 12, 1. So any of, basically we just need to return the minimum path sum, right? Minimum sum we have to return. So what we will do, we we will iterate on the last row. Okay, we will iterate on the last row because we do not know, right, where the path could be can end here also, path can end here also, and path can end here also. So we will try for all the cases. So first of all, let's say we are here. So for this 7, we'll have to make two recursive. Here we have to find what? Minimum sum. Here we have to find minimum sum. But for that, we have to know minimum sum here. So we'll make a recursive call. If this is minimum sum of r comma c, right, row comma column. So we have to know the minimum sum of the previous row r minus 1 comma col. We have to know the minimum sum of this element because we can reach 7 from here also. So that will be r minus 1 and col plus 1. And since 7 can be reached from this element also, like here there is no element but we can reach it from here also, right? So that case also we'll have to take minimum sum of r minus 1 c minus 1. Okay, so now see, once, so basically in order to find the minimum sum here, we will make three recursive calls. One to find out the minimum sum for the vertically above element, one and two for the vertically diagonal elements, and whatever is minimum among these we will take that, because obviously we want minimum sum, right? So minimum path, whatever is a minimum sum for these three, we will take minimum of them, and we will add this current cost. Okay, we will add the current cost also. So current cost is, let's say, a matrix of r comma c, right? 7. So 7 plus whatever is the minimum cost for these three, like minimum among these three. This will be my minimum paths, minimum sum of falling path, like which is ending at 7. Same thing we'll do for 8. For 8 we can reach from 5, or we can reach for 4, or we can reach from 6. So whichever of these will have the minimum path, we will take that minimum and we will add 8 in it to get the minimum sum path which is ending here at 8. Okay, so now let's try run for this 7. So first for this 7 we'll make a recursive call for this 5. Let's say we are making for 5. So when we are at 5, we can reach 5 from this also, 1 also, from 3 also, and from 2 also. So let's say if we reach 5, what will be the minimum path? If we reach 5 from 2, cost will be what? 2 plus 5. If we reach 5 from 1, it will be what? 1 plus 5. And if we reach 5 from 3, it will be 3 plus 5. So which is the minimum cost? This is 7, this is 6, this is 8. Obviously 6 is minimum, so we will reach this 5 from this 1. So minimum path, minimum sum for falling path for at this 5 is 6, minimum sum. So this 6 will be taken here. 7 plus 6 will become what? 13. Hence our output will be 13. Okay, so this is how we will do it recursively. Also there could be repeating subproblems, right? Whenever we have this recursion, and like you can see there will be repetitive subproblems. So whenever there is repetitive subproblems, we can use what? We can use memoization to avoid the repetitive calls. We will do memoization to avoid the repetitive calls. Okay, now let's talk about base case. We understood, okay, we'll be doing recursive calls and all that, but what will be the base case? Okay, what will be the base case? So just pause the video and think what could be the base case. See, if your column column goes out of range. Basically, if your column value goes less than 0, or it goes equal to greater than the size of this, like if there are 3 columns, so if it becomes equal to 3 or greater than 3, that will be your base case. So in that case, just return what we are taking minimum here, so just return int max, because obviously int max will never like it will not hinder anything, right? Because we are taking minimum here. So in that case, just return int max. Okay, so let's see the code once. See, also there will be one also there will be, see, when we reach here, when we are at 2, what will be the minimum sum of falling path here? Because it's at first row only, right? And we are starting from first row only, so in that case, just return this 2. So if you are at 0th row, that is the first row, and uh, okay, and so in that case, just say basically here, and this is the column is in the range. Okay, so column is the less than 3, basically size of the matrix, and C is greater than equal to 0. In that case, this is your correct case. So in that case, just simply return whatever is the value here. Return matrix of R comma C. Okay, this is one base case, and this is your second base case. Okay, and this is your second base case. Then this is memoization, that we have, if we have taken this dp 2d array here, 2d vector. So if we have already computed the value for this row and column, just simply return that. And if we haven't, so we will make a we will store the result of, like, first we'll add the current value, because current value we will add, right? Current value add, and then the minimum of these 3 recursive calls. So minimum of these 3 recursive calls. We're making these 3 recursive calls. Okay, first call, second call, and third call. And as we discussed, this whole process we will do for each of the element which is in the last row, because we do not know where the minimum some falling path will end. It could end here also, it could end here also, it could end here also. So we'll check all the cases. Okay, so here we have this loop which will pick up one by one all the last elements of the matrix, like last row elements, and at last will return the answer. So I hope you understood the approach. Time complexity is O of n square, because we are making those many we'll be making those many calls, and space is also n square, because here we have this vector, 2d vector. Okay, now this is the memoization approach. Okay, there is one more approach which we can use, and that will be in constant space. Like here we have this extra 2d vector, right? Here we have this extra 2d vector for storing the memoization results, but we can also avoid that. Okay, so let's see that approach also. This is the second approach. Both approaches will work. It's not like the first one will not work, but like that is taking extra space. Okay, so see, this approach, the second approach, right? It will only work if you are allowed to change the matrix. So this matrix is given, right? If you are only allowed to change it, then only that approach will work. So what we will do, right? Instead of storing the results in DP and all that, we will be just we will just take results. So here what first, so if you see here, for each row we only require the previous row values, right? We saw it earlier, because we can, like, for this element we can either reach from here or the other element, right? So what we will do, basically we will run a loop from second row here, and we will just populate values, the minimum values. Like for here, for this 6, we can reach it from this 2, or we can reach it from this 1. So which is beneficial? Minimum of 2 or 1. So 6 plus 1, which is 7. So we will just change this 6 to 7 like this. Okay. So if you see here, we are starting from the second row and we go to each element, and one by one we check if this is a zeroth column. So if you see for the zeroth column, this is zeroth column, right? For zeroth column, we take only two values, which the one which is above it and the one which is here, the previous row next column. So write previous row next column value and the middle value that is just above it. We will just take minimum of that and we will store it in our, we will just basically update our matrix element 7. So this will become 7. Okay, then we will go to 5. So for this 5, we can reach it from 1, we can reach it from 3, or we can reach it from 2. So for this 5, we will go in else case. That is, we take left, middle and right. So minimum of 2, 1 and 3, and we will add 5 in it. So 5 plus minimum of this, which is 1. So 6. So 6 we will store here in place of 5. Okay. Then we go here. For this 4, what it will be? 4 plus minimum of, so this is the last column, right? Last column. So for last column only we will take the above one and the one which is here. Okay. So this will be this case, else if we are at the last column, take the left diagonal value and the middle value. So it will be minimum of 1 comma 3. So it will be 4 plus 1, 5. So here we'll get 5. Okay. Similarly, we'll go to the next row, and for this 7, how we'll calculate? 7 plus minimum of 6 and this 7. So 6 and 7. So what is minimum? 6. So it will become 13. 13. So here in place of the 7, we will store 13. Similarly for this 8, minimum of 7, 6 and 5. So minimums of 7, 6 and 5 is what? 5. 8 plus 5 will be 13. So here we'll store 13. And then for this 9, minimum of 5 and 6. So minimum of 5 and 6 is what? 5. 9 plus 5, 14. So here we'll store 14. Now at last, once we are done with the traversal, we will just iterate on the last row and we will see which is the minimum. So here 13 is the minimum, so output will be 13. So this is one easy way of doing it, but just here we are changing the matrix. So if your matrix changing is allowed, you can use this approach. Okay, so this is a code for that. At last, we are just going to the last row and we are just checking what is the minimum element, and that we will return as answer. So here time complexity is O of n square and space is constant, not using any extra space. So I hope the video was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you found the video helpful, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.